It's time now for Ask the Panel, presented by Rogers Moments, and we have fans coast to coast, young and old, including Sophie the Giraffe, a first-time panelist, or host, I should say. Okay, let's start with Sudbury, Ontario. We have a question from 5-year-old Connor.
Why?
Ask the question.
Who's going to score the most goals and why?
Well, Connor, I see the Maple Leaf jerseys that you're wearing, so I know what your answer is, but I'm going to have to go with Alexander Ovechkin. He's currently trailing Austin Matthews by 7 goals right now, but the one thing I cannot count Ovi out for is that he has the ability to score 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 goals in 4 or 5 games. So he's trailing by 7 now, but I can see him catching up in one segment here too. So I think it's going to go down to the wire. Both players are going to score 60, but I'm going to have Ovechkin just slightly getting ahead of Austin Matthews by the time the season ends.
Well, Connor, I'm going to go with the Leafs, and I'm going to pick Austin Matthews. And coming off the hat trick last night, and what's even more impressive about his season is that he started his goal scoring quite slowly. So it makes it even more impressive at where he's at with his lead right now. So he continues to gather steam. He's just playing with this level of dominance that's been exceptional. So my pick is Matthews.
Connor, who do you think's going to score the most goals?
Mitch Marner.
Oh, nice. You're good. You're hired. Okay, Jason now in Gander, Newfoundland. No pressure with your question now.
How much can the addition or removal of one player have on a team in the dressing room?
Well, Jason, it's an important one because I feel like every team is trying to achieve a strong team dynamic where you get the right mix of personalities. So I think it's very unique in every different situation. I know for us with the Olympic year, they would make releases to the program before they named the final Olympic roster. And it was tough to have friends and close teammates that would be released from the program. But I know for teams, when they bring players in, it can be a huge boost as well to the confidence of the team. They bring a lot of energy. I mean, you look at the sort of the players that come in or players that leave. I mean, Montreal's really missed the leadership of Weber early on this season. And then you look over the last couple of years, whether it's a trade or it's a signing in the offseason, you look at players like Simmons or Spezza who have added so much experience and leadership and character to the Leafs roster. So I think it's a balance for each team to manage how you get in the right people to add to the strength of your team.
Well, we have the trade deadline coming up not too long right now. And the teams that I played for, we were sellers at the deadline. We would have 2, 3, 4 guys leaving at the deadline. So it was a nerve-wracking time because guys would be looking around the room. Hey, am I the one getting traded? What if I get traded to the West Coast? What about the Dogs? How are we going to get the Dogs to the West Coast? So there was all these elements, the human element at the trade deadline that made it a stressful situation. But we understand that teams are now vying for the Stanley Cup, so you got to make the move. So you hate to see your friends get traded, but it's a part of the business.
And our show is better thanks to the addition of all of you. Thanks so much for your time and for asking questions. Enjoy the games tonight.
The whole thing.